What about MVP? Who do you think will win MVP this year? Breanna Stewart, Asia Wilson on the two super teams at the shortest odds, but Elena Della Donne from there goes to 6-1. Kelsey Plum is on that loaded Aces team. She's at plus 650. Sabrina Ionescu, who's looked very good in preseason and is going to be able to play off the ball a little bit more with Courtney Vandersloot there. She's plus 750. From there, we jump up to Brittney Griner at 14-1. And I have to say, I think Brittney Griner could win MVP this year. She could be the most valuable player on her team, certainly.
My front runners for MVP are EDD, Stewie, BG, as well as Asia. And then coming in at fifth is Alyssa Thomas, because obviously it's a new look Connecticut Sun team. Alyssa's been in the MVP conversation every season. She does it all. She rebounds, she facilitates, she controls the offense, she can score. So I really think that those five are all primed to have really good seasons.
I couldn't agree with you more. I think that's going to be the case, certainly. And we're going to have to see how the touches happen on these super teams. And if the super teams work out, because they haven't necessarily always worked out on the men's side in the NBA either. So we'll see how it all shakes out.
I'm very high on Alyssa Thomas and the Connecticut Sun this year. Really high on AT as kind of a fringe MVP contender outside of the two super teams. With Jonquil out of the conversation in Connecticut, with AT kind of stepping into even more that go-to role. She is kind of their only initiating option at this point, with no true real point guard on the roster either.
Calvin, MVP thoughts for the year?
Yeah, I think Stewie and Asia are always the two that you're looking at, and they're correctly favored. But Alyssa Thomas at plus 5,000 at Caesars is way too long. Those odds are way too high. There's no way that she's nearly that far behind those top two or anyone else on the Aces and Liberty, with how dominant she's going to be in terms of just overall on-court dominance, but also statistically, she's going to get all the volume she can handle with Jonquil Jones gone. She's probably going to be running a lot of point like she did last year after Jasmine Thomas got hurt. She's going to be racking up those assists. How many triple-doubles did she get last year? I'm sure we'll see a lot more this year. So I think Alyssa Thomas is a great bet at plus 5,000. Shouldn't be anywhere near that number.
I'm excited to bet props on her if we can get some.
Me too. We have, if anyone does prize picks out there, we have season-long props, and we have Alyssa Thomas over under 5 assists for her season average. I love that over. She averaged over 6 last year. I don't see any reason why she won't average 6+ again this year. So if you're talking about props, I can't wait for the game-to-game props too. Hopefully we get those from the start of the season.
Do you think it works against them that they're on these super teams as far as the MVP vote goes?
Yeah, no, that's the issue. Because I want to get a long shot ticket, I couldn't fault anyone for betting Kelsey Plum at 6-1 or 7-1, things like that, or even Sabrina at 7-1. There's certainly a case. I want to go to the next tier. So it's those top two teams, and then the next tier is supposed to be the Mystics and the Sun. And I would look for, so I bet today 50-1 and 25-1 in Alyssa Thomas. Because
beautiful numbers.
Yeah, and she's down to like 20 or 19-1. I think there could be a situation where the 3 or the 4 seed gets the attention for MVP because the 1 and the 2 seeds are just so stacked. But I also think Elena Della Donne, 7-1, if she plays as much all the games and everything, and if she improves like many people think she's going to take a step forward this year, I think those are the two. Like, I'm still thinking of betting on Della Donne even at 7-1, but I made a Alyssa Thomas bet.